Deal Labs has become one of the most reputable sources in the game today. At least as far as PlayStation Plus freebies go, they are always on the money, and once again in January, they are on the money. And very good month for those of you that are Plus subscribers, in my opinion. I think most people are going to be pretty happy with this month. I did see that when we talked about these games being the potential Plus titles, there was a couple people here and there in the comment section that were a little bit disappointed, but it seemed like the vast majority of people are really happy about these games, so we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about Atlus hoping to release a tentpole title in 2022, and Neo The World Ends With You. The game didn't sell as well as maybe Square Enix wanted it to, however, a sequel could happen. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, the free PlayStation Plus games for the month of January. In my personal opinion, Sony is kicking off the year with a bang when it comes with the Plus freebies. Really liking what I'm seeing here. Definitely the highlighted title is Deep Rock Galactic. This is a game that's been out on Xbox as well as PC for quite a while. Its full release came back in May of 2020 on PC, and to give you guys an idea of how well received this game is, 92,366 Steam user reviews, 97% of those reviews are positive. It's gotten 85 on Metacritic, and most importantly, arguably most importantly, it is a game with a cooperative emphasis, so as a Plus title, you're going to be able to get all your friends to jump in on the game as well, and then you guys can play the game together, probably have a better experience with it. I always like when they go this route with the PlayStation Plus titles because that's just going to make it very accessible for everyone to get the best experience out of the game, just because you don't have to convince your friends to drop, whatever, $25, $30 on the game to check it out and then play. And especially trying to amass a group of people doing that sometimes can be difficult. So when it's just accessible through PlayStation Plus, that makes it very, very good. It's just like when Microsoft has like a game like Back 4 Blood in Xbox Game Pass. I think that's pretty effective. So Deep Rock Galactic, again, that's a new release on the PlayStation platform. That being a Plus game, I think, is great. Persona 5 Strikers on PS4, I think, is an awesome inclusion as well. I know some people are a bit disappointed by it, maybe because they don't like JRPGs, maybe they're not a huge fan of Persona, whatever the case may be. However, I did also see some people in the comment section say that, hey, isn't Persona 5 already on the PlayStation 5 Instant Game Collection? No, that is Persona 5, the base game. Persona 5 Strikers is not in the Instant Game Collection. Strikers came out early last year, or early 2021, and it's a game that still holds up in price. You know, on sale it'll go for $25 to $30 still, so the fact that this is a Plus game is great. Now, on the surface, when we were coming up on the release of Persona 5 Strikers, I did see some people were like, it just seems like they're milking Persona. It's a Persona Musou style game. Is this really going to be good? Spoiler alert, it's really freaking good. It takes all the Persona presentation elements, that includes the stylish visuals, the great music, and it puts that in a Musou style game that's so slick and well presented that you really get into it, especially if you are a Persona fan. Now, the game is a follow-up to Persona 5, so I recommend you play Persona 5, but the game itself is very good. Now, is it, you know, the elite level of its genre that, let's say, Persona 5 is? No, not necessarily, but it's a game that I would probably give an 8.5 out of 10 to. I don't really do, you know, full-on reviews and score games, but it's a game that I really, really enjoyed, and I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it, so I would strongly recommend it. And lastly, you're also getting Dirt 5, which I think is a solid inclusion as well. That's on PS5 and PS4. And it's a game that is a off-road rally racer, so you're probably going to have a pretty good time with that if you're looking to get into an arcade racer, you know. If you're more of a sim racing fan, well, you gotta wait till March until Gran Turismo 7 comes out, but for now, I think Dirt 5 is a solid inclusion. Now, those three games, I think, kick off a very, very good year, especially if you recently got PlayStation Plus on the cheap, you know, $30 during Black Friday season or whatever. You know, that's a pretty good way to kick it off if you're paying, you know, $2.50 to $3 a month, you know, going month by month with a $12 subscription. Obviously, you don't get to own these games. We can always make the argument that, hey, online play should be free, and I agree with you on that. But, yeah, there's a very good way to start off the month, and it's going to be very interesting. I think this year is going to be super interesting to monitor these Plus titles because there are the rumblings of, hey, Sony's working on their own Xbox Game Pass competitor in Spartacus, whatever that is. It's going to be a legit subscription service, and when you look at Xbox Game Pass, ever since Microsoft has put way more emphasis on that, the Xbox Live games with gold titles, I mean, you look at their offerings in January, I don't know, everybody has different opinions. I'd have to say their offerings in January fall quite short of what Sony is offering, but hey, Sony, you know, Microsoft's got Xbox Game Pass and their eggs are on that basket. They're gonna put their games on Game Pass rather than them being games with gold titles. We'll see if that, you know, fundamental logic with Sony changes as well when they have a subscription service that they're putting a lot of emphasis to. Obviously, they have PS Now right now, but things are looking to change when Spartacus is under full effect. And that's all obviously still a work in progress, you know, it's something we're still all following and we'll see how that turns out. Alright, moving on from that, Atlus is hopeful to release a tentpole title in 2022. Obviously, a lot of games are getting delayed these days with everything going on, so hopeful is really the best way to stay things. Honestly, I remain a little bit pessimistic when it comes to video game release dates, and I kind of just assume everything's gonna get delayed. However, in an end-of-the-year feature on Famitsu, has interviewed 127 different Japanese creators in the game industry about their thoughts of 2022. Shinjiro Takada was one of the people interviewed and noted this: "I chose challenge as the keyword for 2022 with the hope to release a game that will become a pillar for Atlus in 2022. All of us at Atlus are working hard to develop this game, so that'll be interesting and satisfying for everyone, so please look forward to it." Also noting SMT5's development has just come to an end and I'm taking a breather, but I'm sure I'll be able to announce something this year, 2022, as well, so look forward to it. So it'll be interesting to see what that turns out to be. You know, I wouldn't expect a new Persona title completely eliminate that. Persona's one that it takes quite a while to get every entry, but hey, Atlus is a developer that is crafting some high-quality titles, and if they're gonna add another one to their repertoire and they're talking about it being a pillar title, well, that's definitely a story to monitor. Lastly, staying on JRPG topic, despite disappointing sales, Neo The World Ends With You could potentially get a sequel. Now, this is coming from Nintendo Life, talking to Tomohiko Hirano, who spoke on Neo The World Ends With You, and while the game was received incredibly well from a critical standpoint, its commercial performance wasn't at the level of its critical performance, knowing, frankly speaking, nothing has been decided in terms of a next installment. However, as a game based on an actual city, there are still many areas that we still haven't been able to bring life in the game, so part of me wants to realize that in some way, if players convey their passion for the game to us, our company may decide to let us make a sequel. So it seems like things are still up in the air. I absolutely adored Neo The World Ends With You, and obviously 2021 has been, I don't want to go as far as to say a banner year for JRPGs, but it's been a pretty darn good year for JRPGs. Tales of Arise, Scarlet Nexus, Neo The World Ends With You, Ys 9, Monstrum Nox. That's just off the top of my head. There's probably a plethora of games I'm missing. Monster Hunter Stories 2, if you want to throw that on there. Neo The World Ends With You was awesome, and I wasn't expecting World Ends With You to ever get a sequel, but the fact that it did and it turned out pretty well, excellent music. Was really hoping the fact that they put out a demo as well would get people, you know, excited for the game, and I was hoping that the game would do much better from a sales standpoint. At least it was reviewed very strongly, but so was World Ends With You, and, you know, I'm not in the business of waiting 13 years for another World Ends With You sequel, so hopefully we will get a sequel at some point, because I think there's a lot of potential to the IP, and if they keep, you know, sticking with it, at some point people gotta recognize it for what it is, and that's a fantastic pair of JRPGs with World Ends With You and Neo The World Ends With You. But that's gonna do it for me. Again, Plus titles looking very good for January. Atlus hoping to release a pillar title in 2022, and Neo The World Ends With You hopefully does get a sequel, and that could be the case if enough people want it. That's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.